Oh, yes.
Welcome back, everyone. Today we're going to take a look at Transformers Studio Series number 59. This is Deluxe Class Shatter, the second one. If you don't know, there already has been a Shatter toy in Studio Series, also from the Bumblebee movie, and that was based on her car alternate mode. And a lot of people were very discontent with that toy, myself included, because it was based on some earlier designs for the character, so it wasn't very screen accurate, which is something that the first batch of Bumblebee toys suffered from because they were designed before the final CGI models were completed. So I don't dislike that toy because it's not accurate. Like, okay, it could be fine on its own merits, but it's actually just a very poorly designed toy. It's very flimsy. Arms pop off if you just look at them funny. You know, just wasn't a great figure. And she seemed to have the same curse that her partner Dropkick did, where his first toy, which is a helicopter, looked almost nothing like the finished model. Really wasn't a great figure to look at. Shelf warm like crazy. And then when he got his car mode, he was much better. So that's what we're seeing here. We got Shatter turning into a jet now, being much more screen accurate, which is awesome. I don't even have her out of the box yet, and I can already tell I'm gonna like this toy a lot more than the first one. So, if you see my reviews before you know how this goes, we're gonna take a look at Shatter and her packaging. We're gonna open it up, see the instructions, see the backdrop, then we'll take a look at Shatter herself in both her jet and robot modes. Definitely be doing some comparisons and group shots today, because it warrants it. And then at the end of the video, I'll give my final thoughts. So Shatter comes in your standard deluxe packaging. You got a nice render of her on the front, looking like she's, I don't know, dodging enemy fire or something, or maybe berating her partner, I don't know. In the box, you can see she takes up a very good portion of the inside window, which is always nice, getting more toy for that $20. Though she does leave a lot of space under her feet, so she's not very tall, per se. You can see her background back there, which I can't quite tell what that is yet. Might be Nest HQ, I don't know, we'll see. Go ahead and turn this. There's a close-up of her face, very menacing looking. Then on the back, you have her renders, which show off her weapons that I wasn't able to see from the front. Got her jet mode here, takes 27 steps to transform, so not bad. Her blurb here says, Shatter uses the most powerful satellites of Sector 7 to hunt down Bumblebee. So it makes sense. Did I say Nest? I meant Sector 7, by the way. Yep, and her backdrop is called Sector 7 Deception. You can see it there. And over here, you have the same render. So they didn't even bother to give Shatter 2 renders, which is a bit disappointing. All right, here we've got Shatter's instructions. And you can see her render really accentuates kind of all the intricate sculpting she has, especially on the face there. It's very nice. Open it up. This shows you how to transform her from her, weird modified robot mode in the package to her proper robot mode. And then you have the transformation to vehicle mode. It's all the way over here. Shows you where to put her weapons in that mode. Finished product, and then also how she's supposed to hold the weapons in robot mode. And then of course you got your cross cells with Off-Road Bumblebee, who I just reviewed, and then Roadbuster. All right, now here we have her vehicle mode. You can see it's just really, really nice looking jet mode. I love the dark gunmetal gray they got, red and black striping. It's got a clear cockpit, and you can see the details inside. She's got a seat and everything, so it's a very nice touch. It's got these big old turbine intakes on the front. And she has landing gear, which is something that's kind of been missing from a lot of jet transformers lately, is landing gear. This one's retractable. It can fold up inside. And then these two are just molded into her legs. The camera doesn't want to focus on anything today. You got the guns here on the underside. And I gotta say, her undercarriage is very clean for a jet mode transformer. Not a whole lot here that makes it obvious that it's a robot, except maybe the feet. But even the feet are just serving as her little afterburners there. So I don't know, but it's very solid. I really, really like this as a jet mode. Sorry, it's my dog leaning up against the door. The only issue I have is here and here. These don't seem to want to stay plugged in. There's going to be a lot of resistance to them staying in there. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I just didn't transform her in the exact right way to make them stay. Well, that dog needs to go away. But Overall, I really like the looks of this thing. I think it's a stellar alt mode, especially for something as small as a deluxe. It looks very good. Here she is alongside her previous toy, the vehicle mode Shatter, just so you can see how they kind of contrast to each other. You see a lot of the same color overlap. I think the red's a little brighter on here than it is on the new toy, but it's close enough. You see a little bit of that same dark silver coloring on the engine block, on the sides here. And yeah, I mean, they do both look like different alt modes of the same character. So they succeed in that, and I am happy. I know Studio Series doesn't really prioritize vehicle scale like they do robot scale, but at least the jet's bigger than the car. I mean, not realistically bigger, because it'd have to be like at least a Voyager toy, maybe a Leader even. But they do look good together. And here's the whole crew together. Got Dropkick and Shatter in both of their alt modes, just so you can kind of see the full lineup here, what you're working with. All right, now it's transformation time. So let's go ahead. Let's flip this in for now. You don't have to, but it kind of just gets out of the way. Take the weapons off, set them aside. And then we are going to pull this top part up like so, separate it. These little silver pieces need to detach from the arms. Just kind of pop them off there. Separate these, pull them apart. Lift this little panel up here. There we go. All right. Go ahead and just kind of bring these out to the side, get them out of the way. This is going to fold away from the torso. Got our arms here. Go ahead and flip the panels down, plug them in, put the arms just kind of up and out of the way. Now, this whole torso section actually rotates around, like so. Oops, didn't mean to push that back in. That really doesn't want to come out. Stay out. All right, now this little double hinged area is just gonna kind of fold in and connect to fulfill her waist. I'm gonna go ahead and separate the little tail fin area, turn the legs around at the knee. Sorry for the background noise, people doing yard work, which I need to be doing, honestly. Maybe doing some yard work. All right, these little tail fin things, they're just kind of lift up like that. Fold the feet down. Same thing here. Lift them up and out of the way. There you go. And just do it like so. So you got her standing up. Let's fix her arms, turn them around. Oh, come on. All right, now it's time to deal with the back kibble. So the first thing we're gonna do is bend it at this hinge here, about 90 degrees, like so. And then you are going to flip these little turbine and wing sections around at the second hinge right there, like this. The wings, you're gonna flip them about 180. They should kind of stop in a certain place, and that's where you want to be. Have them pointing downward, like that. Now, if you folded her landing gear back in, you want to pull it back out now. And that is going to actually plug into this little groove here in the back and just kind of help hold her torso together. You can see that. All right, now the nose cone, the middle section of it actually flips up like this. And then there's a little like tab here on this panel that you just kind of plug into it. And that's gonna hold everything together. Ooh, her head fell down. Come back to us. All right, and the very last thing, it's kind of a small detail, but these little kibble pieces in the wings, you want them kind of just pointing out at a bit of a diagonal per the instructions, and just kind of flesh out the kibble, I guess. And there we go. This is completed robot mode, and it looks fantastic, honestly. Even though it's very kibbly, it is pretty accurate to, you know, what she had in the movie with the turbines on the back, the wings, all that. She looks really, really good and very screen accurate overall, which I love. And she's still got the car hood chest molded in just to keep with the screen accuracy. She's still got her little weird bird leg things going on there. And now, when it comes to her weapons, the instructions don't say this, but you should be able to store them under the wing still. Pretty sure you can. Yeah, see? So they do work if you want to stick them in there. Or they attach to her hands. And they go on just like this and that. You want the side that kind of goes out more to be on the outside. That's how it's supposed to look. And there we go. Battle ready Shatter. And this is gorgeous. I think this new take on the character is just leaps and bounds ahead of the first attempt. And granted, they have the benefit of not, you know, rushing to get the toy out for a movie premiere and, you know, using the final design rather than, you know, concept art. So I don't, you know, I'm not going to knock the design of the old toy too much, but there are some QC issues with it that this figure just doesn't seem to possess. I mean, she is very, very well put together. Now here we have Shatter's backdrop, and this is the Sector 7 headquarters where her and Dropkick go ahead and use the internet to track down Bumblebee. And I don't know, is she even gonna fit on this thing with all that back kibble? Ooh, just barely. So, because she is so very wide from front to back, she basically has to be on like her heels on this thing. But it does work. I suppose you could also just kind of have her step off and stand there too, though that doesn't look very good. But I do like this backdrop. I like that it's something a little different. You know, not the same old that we got with the last Shatter and Dropkick. So, you know, overall I like it. I like the colors. Kind of a dark indoor atmosphere, which is a little different for these. And I think it contrasts her, you know, kind of bright red color scheme very well. Now here's Shatter with her car counterpart in the robot modes. And you can see they're very, very different. And yet, some of the same design cues. You have, you know, kind of the engine block going over the car hood there, little two-toed feet, and that's kind of where the similarities end. Maybe the little antenna on the head, but you know, this one has very, very different proportions, pretty much all leg, which is one of my big criticisms of the toy. And she uses this little battle mask that only ever showed up in concept art. And you can also see that her arm weapons mount differently. They just kind of go onto her little arm guard things there instead of covering the whole hands. So yeah, when it comes to the robot mode, I definitely prefer the new one. It just looks so much better overall. And of course, we got to do the mandatory shot with the drop kicks. So yeah, this comes as no surprise to anybody now, but the two on the outside are going to be your more screen accurate toys if you're looking at the robot modes. Naturally, they're going to be missing some kibble that the other versions have, as far as like the propeller blades on Dropkick and all that. And I do want to say I've actually warmed up to this toy a bit. I know I just blasted it in my review for the figure. And, you know, I still maintain that he is just so woefully not screen accurate. But I will say, as a toy itself, he's actually very good. He's a very good helicopter transformer with a great transformation. So I don't dislike him. I do still dislike this one. She is just a mess. Between the arms popping off and the very strange proportions, I don't really dig her much. So yeah, that is the long-awaited look at the fully assembled duo in both modes. So what do I think of this toy? Well, I think I've pretty much established that I absolutely love it. I think she just looks great, not just being screen accurate, but she just looks like a very good robot mode. Incredible sculpted detail. If I had any criticism of it, I would say the back kibble is a bit much. It's very out there. and I understand that, it had to kind of be that way, but, it does make her take up a lot of shelf space and also makes it very hard for her to even stand on her own backdrop. But yeah, if you are looking for your quintessential Shatter and Dropkick, you got them right here. Took a while. Bumblebee movie's been out for a hot minute, but we got them. Finally got them right. So if you want to complete that duo, if you want to have your little Bumblebee movie cast, she is a must-buy. Toss the old one in the garbage, sell it on eBay, whatever. It just doesn't even hold a candle to the new one. So I absolutely recommend this toy. But what do you all think? Is Shatter as good as I'm giving her credit for? Is she worth all the praise that I'm heaping on her, or do you have a more critical look at her? I'd love to know what you think in the comments section. If you did like this review, make sure to toss it a like. Let YouTube know that you want to see more stuff like this. If you do want to see more like this, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you always get a heads up when I post something new. I thank you for joining me for this look at the new and very much improved Shatter. And with all that said, I will see you next time.